Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. All right, we made it to Monday. It's Monday. Oh my gosh, I have off today. Not really. I have a lot to do. Whew. I got a lot to catch up on because, you only get one day off. You got to make it work. So, this is the last time you'll see me for a little bit. I mean, obviously, I can't stream tomorrow. No, I'm not. I'm not streaming from the plane. I'm not streaming from Houston. And then I'm not 100% sure what time I'll get home um, tomorrow night. So I don't know if I'll have a stream ready for what, Wednesday morning. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. If I have a stream ready, I will stream. If I don't have a stream ready, then I won't stream. But I should definitely stream Thursday. So which one was it? Okay, it doesn't matter. Focus. Don't worry about the chat. So um yeah, you know what Fozzie said today? You ready for this? So everybody's saying, you're gonna have fun in Judge Fleischer's courtroom, blah blah blah. We wave to us. We can't wait to see you in the courtroom. So I said to Fozzie, I said, "Joke's on you. This is a filter. I'm really a man." And he said, "Oh, it wouldn't matter. We're still gonna, have fun." I told him I was a man, and he's like, "I don't care." Uh, I thought he'd be thinking about it. Like, is she? Is she lying to us? Damn internet. How many people have been, how many of you men have been talking to someone online only to find out they were a man later? You know what I mean? I mean, like chatting, like talking, not like, hey, how's the family? It happens all the time, every day. It's happening right now. Somebody in our chat is getting a text this morning. Good morning, beautiful, from who they think is a girl. And no, it's not. Mm. So you mean like, hey, we're in front of the courthouse. We're going in. Bye, guys. Uh, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So I had this clip today. It's just one clip. I had this clip today for a while, and you know, it, it was a commitment to watch because it was an hour long. So I didn't know if it was good, bad, or indifferent. One day I just recorded it. You guys might have seen this before because it was from YouTube, not from anywhere else. And this guy's crazy. Dude, this guy's just buckle up. This guy's crazy. It's a juvenile case. It's not a juvenile case. It's a parenting. I can't the word is escapes me. The a custody case, but it's not divorce custody. The state took the kid away and now they're trying to reunite the parents to the child, but yeah, this guy's crazy. You'll see it just gets worse and worse. Let's get started.
4121. Okay, so we're back on the record in this file. There was a removal last week, and we have the beginning of the preliminary hearing. We've adjourned to today to allow further investigation because we learned that the grandmother was here locally, and I asked the department to do some more investigation into the household and to look at that relative placement. So I'm looking forward to the updates. I did have a brief sidebar with the attorneys, which essentially, in my opinion, seemed like it was a bit of a preview for the information that's going to be presented today in the efforts made to answer the question that the court's already posed to the department. But if there's any additional comments, we'll look forward to those from the attorneys after appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nicole Underwood, guardian ad litem for the minor child.
Ms. Saja Thomas, counsel for the department. Ms. Harvey.
Sarah Harvey, DHHS.
Michael Brooks, I represent the mother, Jacqueline Loomis.
Your name for the record, ma'am?
Do you remember this guy? This attorney? We had him once and he was so upset. He was so angry because he was given a document um, for the custody hearing and it was 7 pages long. He was so mad. He said, "I don't have time to read this. This is like War and Peace." It was 7 pages long. This guy cracks me up.
Jackie Lewis.
Michael McFarland, representing father, please introduce yourself.
And to go to him and Douglas, I'm fine.
John, do you need anybody to spell? No, I've got him. Good. Okay, thank you so much. All right, comments about the sidebar, beginning with Ms. Thomas?
I have no additional comments, Sharon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Underwood?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Gentlemen?
No,
I would say the court's comments are accurate.
Thank you. All right, so Ms. Thomas, let's get to it then, in answering the questions about placement in the home of the parents, please.
Thank you, Honor. I'll ask if that Ms. Harvey be sworn in.
Ms. Harvey, come on up.
She's using it.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Okay, Ms. Thomas, proceed at will.
Thank you. Ms. Harvey, at the last hearing, the court had asked the department to explore whether the maternal grandmother was an appropriate placement option for the child. At this time, what efforts have been made to make that determination?
Jill Heilman, who's the worker who has been working with the family on that topic. I do know that she has been to the home. She's started the home assessment. She's met with grandma. They do need to meet again. I believe it's next Thursday to continue on that topic. Because grandma's residence is in Washington, it is going to take some time for the background checks and the things like that to come back, because there is it's not as easy as if we were talking about someone residing in Michigan. But all of that is underway and actively being pursued.
At this time, the maternal grandmother still is staying with the parents. Is that accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, she has not secured any housing outside of the parents' home.
And there's a policy, I believe, that allows a child to be placed with a relative and the relative essentially to live with the parents. Would that be an appropriate situation for this family?
I do not believe it would be appropriate. There are some safety concerns surrounding some statements that Mr. Harmon Duckworth has said in regards to the safety of his son and his mental health.
Yeah, I'm real close to Philly, but Pittsburgh's like 4 hours away.
In order for the court to make those decisions, the court's record needs to reflect the facts that it's considering. And what, from your investigation or that you've learned through Jill's documentation in the department system, gives rise to such alarm? Like, what does it mean that there's safety concerns regarding his statements?
Okay. Mr. Harmon Duckworth has made statements that I have myself witnessed, and statements that were said to Ms. Heilman, specifically to Ms. Heilman this week. All of it stems around the topic of marijuana use. He reports that he needs to be high in order for the people around him to be safe and for his son to be safe, was the statement that was made this week.
I know that sounds awful, but I also feel that I drink coffee so that people around me are safe.
Previous to that, he has reported that he uses marijuana to calm himself so that the people around him can be safe. We also speak to him about the fact that if he is the primary parenting person, he cannot be under the influence. If there's obviously going to be a time where someone else may not be the primary caregiver at that moment. He cannot be under the influence and be a caregiver in those moments. And he has openly said that people around him are not safe when he is not under the influence.
Have you heard or witnessed any concerns regarding, in the petition, I believe that there were homicide or suicidal ideations that were concerns. Does that remain a concern for the department at this time?
Yes, we've seen no remedy to that.
Have there been any instances in which he has appeared to have homicidal ideations?
There was one small concerning incident. I say small because it was short in time frame, with Ms. Heilman in the home, where she felt unsafe as Mr. Duckworth was coming close to her carrying a knife. And she said, can I help you with something? Because he was coming closer into her personal space. He said, I'm carrying this knife in a safe way. If I wanted to hurt you, I would carry my knife like this. And then he did a slashing motion and held the knife up.
The person that he did that to was Child Protective Services worker that was there in the home.
That made the worker feel very unsafe at the moment. It also just goes to the topic of safety concerns inside the home of parents.
Were there any concerns about his use of kitchen knives in general or weapons?
Outside of that incident, he did just state that in the past he has carried with him a broken knife so that he couldn't use the knife.
That's not a joke. That's not funny.
He also had a plastic knife so that he could use the plastic knife and he wouldn't harm someone with a knife if he had those two objects. There are concerns though that if he reports, if he is not using to a substantial amount, then there are safety concerns. There are obviously going to be knives in a home where steak knives, you use things to cut things. There are going to be knives in a home. It's unsure the safety of anyone in those moments.
So now he has to be completely high at a certain level where everyone around him is in danger, and he has to carry a knife. So he has plastic knives that he carries around because he has to have a knife so that people around him don't get injured.
Has a mother posed any safety threats to anyone at the department or herself or potentially the child?
No, there have been no firm safety concerns regarding mom, just parenting concerns.
Okay. And does it seem that the mother or the grandmother are able to mitigate any of those safety concerns posed by the father?
It is my understanding from my own experiences and from other workers' experiences that there's reason to believe that both Jackie and her mom can become fearful of Dakota in those moments. They both seem to kind of back away. I don't think that either one of them have the ability to stand firmly and stop him from actions.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to ask you to refrain from talking while the witness is talking. If we need to take a break, that's fine. Just let me know, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, could you repeat what you were saying?
We're concerned
Oh,
with,
that's not funny
both
either.
Jackie and Patty's ability to stand up to Dakota in those moments. As even workers have concerns about standing up to them in those moments, and we're trained to do so. So we feel that it would be a higher safety concern to have them in charge, so to speak, or directing him does not take redirection very well. It would be more of a trigger.
You noted that while mom may not pose safety concerns to the department personnel or anything like that, there are some parenting concerns. Have you been able to observe any parenting time between the parents and child?
Yes, there have been so far 2 parenting times, and then there's also one scheduled for today after our court hearing. I witnessed one parenting time. The foster care worker witnessed the other. During the parenting time that I witnessed, Jackie was caring and towards her son. She would rock him in the corner, sing to him, but there is no base knowledge of changing baby's clothes, changing diapers. Dakota really takes over those tasks for her. She does make statements.
Dakota is the father, is the knife carrier.
Example is when the baby was wet, she said the blue line on the diaper means that it's wet. So she understands pieces, but to actually put those pieces all together to parent is still a major concern at this time.
And are there any safety concerns for the child even during parenting, or because it's supervised? So is supervision sufficient to safeguard this child from the lack of parenting abilities these parents are demonstrating?
With Jackie, yes. We do have concerns, obviously, for Dakota. Primarily, he's indicated that he needs the marijuana to parent, but we can't have him coming to parenting time under the influence. It's not appropriate. But during the parenting time that I was at, he brought out his marijuana pen to show the supervisor, this is what I use, this is what I do. He went into great detail about the use of gummies and how much he takes throughout the day, what it does, the use of alcohol to also treat his mental health.
Sounds like it.
There are concerns that if we even started drug screening before, when redirected, again, he does not take redirection very well. He gets very angry and can get agitated. It's the safety, and we don't know what's going to happen when he's agitated.
Thought it looked like a hotel room, except there's no bathroom. You know how hotel rooms, you just start with the bathroom and then you work forward to the bed. That's what my bedroom looks like. Perfectly clean, white walls, white everything, no trinkets.
Has he been able to demonstrate an ability to appropriately care for the child without supervision there?
Without supervision, no. We've seen nothing without supervision. At one point, he was actually at 2 points. He was changing the baby's diaper and stepped away while leaving the baby on a table. He was redirected and told that wasn't safe. That he needed to be with him the whole time. Maybe 20 minutes later,
he gets on the stand. Dad's coming.
He did it again, and when redirected, he said, "I was just 2 feet away. He's fine." Those are major concerns, that you were directed once, even a few minutes later, you repeated the same process, and leaving a baby on the table is a safety concern.
At any point during his parenting time, were there other indications of his inability to care for the child, such as being unable to self-regulate?
There was a great deal of emotional irregularity. He was able, one time he did become very agitated. He was asked if he'd like to take a walk, and he declined to be able to take a walk. He did sit, and after a few minutes, he became upset. He started to cry, and then immediately we went kind of back into hypervocalization, type of manic type behavior. So the emotions swing very quickly.
During parenting time, is the content of conversations focused on the child or around creating a bond with the child?
With Jackie, it is much more focused on the child.
I love that for you. I love that you're getting turkey today and wine. You're getting turkey and wine and a nice nap. I had no idea. Canada, go Canada, go.
And learning, creating a bond, things of that nature. Dakota is very sporadic in his conversations. They kind of go all over the place. We will be speaking
Also, you are beautiful. Look at your icon. Good picture. Good job.
about the baby and diaper changes or formula. And then a few minutes later, we're speaking about court and the hearing. And we come back around to the hospital and the things that happened at the hospital. It is very all over the place. It's very difficult to follow.
During parenting time, if the child becomes dysregulated, what happens?
There were instances in this specific parenting time that I was in. We were
I missed
informed
it.
that the baby does
I
not
worked
at
all
this time,
day.
at placement take a binky, that it hasn't been needed.
But
that
that's
he's
awesome.
been fairly calm. Dakota wanted to use a binky. They hadn't been sanitized yet, so we were unable to use the binkies that he had brought. It's not that they were incorrect, anything like that. They just hadn't been sanitized yet. And the baby was more agitated during that parenting time. He fussed quite a bit.
Absolutely. We didn't get the Steelers game, but because we didn't get it, it's not in our area. But I was working. I don't know if you know this, but if a server stops to watch the television, people get mad. We're not allowed to stop and watch TV.
There were good moments where they were both singing to him, things like that. But Dakota became fixated on the fact that he could not use the binky. And he wanted to feed him again, but it wasn't his feeding schedule. He had just eaten. He stated that
That's awesome. Chat.
the baby would be using the binky to control his anger.
What's a binky?
A pacifier.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, a pacifier. That the baby would be using that to control his own anger, and so that he would not have temper tantrums.
So the father wanted to give the baby a pacifier. They said no because they weren't sanitized. The father's saying the baby needs this to control his anger. Or what? The baby's going to hurt everybody in there like he would?
In your opinion, is Mr. Harmon Duckworth appropriate with any of the service providers?
So far, no.
Is there anything else you'd like the court to know regarding potential placement with grandma while she's currently at the familial home?
While she's currently living with the parents, we do continue to feel that it wouldn't be an appropriate placement at this time. However, we're still working through the process. We're still doing the 3130A. We're continuing the entire process.
After the hearing last on the 21st, did you discover any information that might have been inconsistent with the grandmother's testimony?
Yes, I was able to speak to Social Security. We had really had that piece as to why Jackie received Social Security benefits. I was able to speak to them and discovered that Jackie is actually considered an adult disabled child, and that is what she receives Social Security benefits for. She has a diagnosis through Social Security of intellectual disability. She's currently under review for that as well. The time frame on that is up. She, during the last review, which I believe was 2019, I believe is what I was told, Jackie's mom had provided information to the SSI reviewer or evaluator. She had also provided school documents showing the special education or IEP that Jackie had at that time. So she's not receiving benefits, death benefits from her father. She is actually receiving benefits under a disability for intellectual disability.
Did the Social Administration provide any of the information that grandma, Patty, had provided during that 2019 review?
Patty stated that Jackie is not good with money, doesn't understand the concept of different dollars and coins, things like that. And she also provided the educational piece. At that time, there was also an evaluation done as to Jackie's IQ. All of this, Patty was participating in and was aware of. And at that time, that is when she was granted the P status.
Does that information cause the department to have concern about her, Patty, grandma, her ability to provide care for the infant?
Yeah, it goes to
All you said was bunny kick, bunny jump, and that was enough for me, Ray. Oh, I love bunnies.
that thought of can we identify, understand, and report accurately? If Patty didn't seem to understand why her daughter received Social Security, it's a concern then for many other things moving forward. Does Patty understand how this process works, what the rules are specifically for this process? Can she accurately report concerns that she sees? We've seen the minimization of behaviors by her in regards to the safety of other people around Dakota, Jackie's intellectual capabilities. We've seen those things be misreported, and it causes a concern.
Thank you. With that, Your Honor, I have no further questions from Ms. Harvey.
Okay, before we get to the father, which we are getting to the father now, you got to shout out to everybody in chat who is not living in America right now, because they know pacifier is dummy. We don't know dummy is pacifier. And they all like manipulate themselves so that we understand them. And we don't even make an effort. We don't even make an effort to find out that dummy is pacifier. So you all are great. You all are way too nice to us. You all should just let your words flow as they are, and let us Americans just try to figure out it all on our own. But we love you.
Questions, Mr. McFarland?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Brooks?
No.
Ms. Underwood?
Ms. Harvey, at this time, what would be your recommendation with respect to parenting time for both parents?
I would really like to see visits be suspended until we can get a psychological evaluation. They're just ongoing safety concerns. We can't have.
I know what a
parent
dummy is.
Presenting under the influence for parenting time, yet openly state that the only time people are safe is when he is under the influence. There are just too many safety barriers, psychological factors that I feel need to be explored before we can continue with supervised parenting.
Oh yes, she is.
Would
Especially when she gets mad.
Ms. Lomas be appropriate for supervised parenting time without Mr. Harmon Duckworth present?
I think that could be, I think that would be a possibility.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Ms. Harvey, was the option of asking Dakota to step out of the home explored? And if that's, well, I guess the other question that is folded into that question is, would this child be safe if placed with mother and grandmother without Dakota in the home?
I would still have concerns as to whether they could actually, one, keep themselves safe from him if they had to redirect him, and two, keep the baby safe. And not because they didn't want to, but because they really truly are not capable of doing that. It just becomes a concern. If he does enter the home, are they able to, when told, no, you can't pick him up right now, he becomes agitated. Can they continue to stand up to him, to have, the capability of being firm with him? That is a major concern.
Are there any instances that demonstrate to you that that would be or is already a consistent problem?
Yes. Mr. Duckworth, Herman Duckworth speaks for Jackie almost exclusively. She does not often do things out of her own accord. She does things after he tells her to. There was one instance where there was a provider on the phone. Jackie was attempting to speak to whom it was that had called her. He took the phone and was yelling at the person. So you see the coercive control in their relationship. Ms. Heilman also saw a bit of that in that she was having a great conversation with Patty alone when Dakota came home. He was already agitated. Grandma really shut down and really didn't want to answer specific questions. She felt very uncomfortable when he became agitated. It's a bit of a slump, not the ability to stand up and say, no, you need to not do this. She can be firm. However, I don't think she can be firm enough to keep safety, maintain safety.
Do you know why Ms. Heilman wasn't able to complete her interview with Patty?
Yes, the length of time, it was taking quite a bit of time. The parents had been at parenting time. They came home early. That Dakota coming home to that moment really did.
CJ literally types moist and pops it into chats at random intervals whenever. She is the first to say moist.
Change the entire vibe of the situation. Patty didn't really feel comfortable answering questions while he was there. A lot of it just needed to be further explored. And so Jill set up a time separately again for just she and Patty to speak alone. So his presence really did hinder it, but it also is a long process. There are quite a few things. And sometimes when you've already sat through it for 2 hours, we need to just continue to explore it on a different day.
Do you know why Ms. Heilman's not able to be here today?
She is actually off today.
Has there been any information supplied about the family from their residence of origin, if you will, like where Patty has come from?
Yes, I have requested records. They have confirmed there are some records and they'll be sending them, but they take up to 10 business days. I was able myself, just through a Google search, to find that Patty's other daughter has a significant CPS history. So the family does have history. There's a termination of 3 children. And it does not appear that in that process, Patty was the placement for any. There were 6 children originally removed. 3 were given back to their mother. 3 were.
I see UTE, but I see how do you pronounce oot, but I missed the beginning part. Is UTE a word? Like everybody else in the world knows what UTE or oot means, and we don't.
I'd like to object. How in the dickens am I supposed to parse this information that the witness got off a computer that I can't read? I can't see it. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
youth.
true. I don't know if it's false.
Are you saying youth? You're saying youth, aren't you? Yes. Hi, Lisi. How the dickens am I supposed to parse information that she Googled? He's got a kind of a point, but he can also Google.
It's not hearsay. It's beyond hearsay.
That's fair, Mr. Brooks. And I think that I know I'll be asking follow-up questions at subsequent hearings as well, but I just want to really make sure that the department's done everything they can to find out what's happening with this family and to find out whether or not placement with grandmother could be an option. So I appreciate your objection, and I also look at the information, giving it the weight that it deserves, which is obviously qualified by the source being Google. But I am also glad to hear, frankly, that the department is looking at what they can find out about the family, I suppose, in some respects. So you're welcome to cross-examine as well, obviously.
I can also let you know what led me, like where Google led me, because that is an important piece.
All
But
right.
actually, there was an appeal to the termination. So it was actually a court document that is in a juris website. So it is pretty accurate.
Would you be able to provide a copy of that?
Yeah.
In the future?
Sure, good.
Thank you. All right, questions based on my questions, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. McFarland?
Yes, I'm trying to understand the importance of a link of mother's sister losing her parental rights. You haven't discovered anything in your documentation that says that maternal grandmother was an issue, correct?
No, what the discovery led to was that she was not a placement option for those children. That's primarily why it
But
was.
that has no
done.
significance because you have no idea why. It could be not
Correct.
enough rooms, it
Yeah,
could be
correct.
distance.
Yep, we're waiting for that information to come from Washington State, yes.
Fine.
I did want to dig further into why, yes.
Okay. Now, it appears as though you're concerned with father's parenting time being suspended as him being physically in the room with the child and inappropriate, correct?
Correct.
So another option would be for him to view the child on FaceTime by Zoom.
No.
So that
Was this recent or was this long ago? She has some stuff still up. I need I need to get this. If you tell me it's recent, I will look for it. Oh, Beck, is it recent? We know what you meant. We know who you're talking about. We know autocorrect and its demon ways. 2 weeks ago. Okay, let's go. Guys, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find a hearing with this emotional support pony. I love this.
the child can hear his voice, can still form a bond and not be a risk of harm, physical harm to the child. That would be an alternative, wouldn't it?
Yes, if the court felt that that was the alternative, that would be fine.
Nothing further.
Mr. Brooks?
Thank you.
Ms. Under?
No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. May you return your seat. All right, any other witnesses today, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McFarland?
Oh, Your Honor, when you advised my client of his rights on the record, he also indicated he had the right to make a statement. He would like to make a statement at this time. Would you like him to go from here, Your Honor?
I think it would be best to have him
Gotcha.
sworn and approach our witness stand.
Yeah. So well. Raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
There's a step here, be careful.
Oh, I'm so excited to get this clip. There's Dad, guys.
Hang on. We have to do this in a special order, okay? Number one, you did have a copy of the petition and you remember the judge reading it to you, correct? Is that yes? Yes. Okay. And you also know that we have asked for a jury trial, correct? Is that yes?
Yes.
They're recording everything, so they need to
Oh, okay,
hear-
so I need to state yes.
Yes, exactly.
Apologies.
Okay, so a lot of what you might say is going to be for the trial, so we might not want to let everybody know ahead of time, but you have some important comments to make, you think, today, correct?
Yep.
And these comments are going to be where you think the worker maybe misrepresented what she was saying,
I
correct?
would like to actually show off, if I can, what happens on my mental states. I can show it at any point in time and what happens when I get angry.
Well, why don't you tell us then, because that's an
So
important.
the original thing, the reason why I was originally diagnosed with homicidal and suicidal bipolar was because my dad has it. It is a genetic thing. Why do you think I was also trying to keep his fits down in case he does have any anger issues? I was pre-prepping even for my own mental health. Why I had been mentioning the pacifier to the people. I had also had a breakdown in front of the actual caseworker because of Patty. I have been attempting to get this car done for about 2 weeks now.
Car?
The car that was actually court ordered by the thing. Have not truly had help, and every time that I do, I have to either fight with her to the point where I'm yelling and screaming throughout my house, which has been the last 4 days. You can even reference to my honey for that aspect. Just yesterday, I had to have a own talk about my own honey's medical expenses.
Hang on, it's just, when you were saying my honey, who are you referring
Honey
to?
used my girlfriend over in the side that is Jackie Lomas. I always use the term as my honey
Thank
or
you.
mine.
Okay,
Patty has a problem with me stating my because I go around my house just stating mine because it's how I understand what I can actually use. She doesn't understand that that is the case in
I
point.
understand. Okay,
So I have issues with that. And if you notice, this is what I was doing, showing that I was caring. I was taking my time. I was even giving the aspects. The only thing that I couldn't stop is I have a pathological need to swear at sometimes. So the worse I get, the more I swear. I stated that to them. And the only word that I was using in the court was F, the F word.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Appreciate you not using
Yep,
that.
that's the reason. Or effing, to repeat. Those were the only terminologies that I used in the actual visits. I've been repeatedly asked, but every time that I was also talking, it was also only about Patty.
Let's get back to the issue of visits. Do you want to be,
That was also the reason why I was so to repeat, I had also stated I was going in there on mental weed. If they had noticed at the start of my visit, when I was not having any issues, I was actually, being perfect, fine, cozy, doing everything that I needed.
and why was that? Do you know?
That's because I had taken my marijuana. I was not feeling joint pain, which is what it was prescribed for.
So you
I
have
was
a
even-
prescription for marijuana?
I was told by my doctor to self-medicate. That is why I've been doing it for the past 5 years.
Would you be willing to sign a release? So Child Protective Services will contact your doctor and verify that. Would you?
Yes,
okay?
I would be okay with that. I actually had gotten, the only reason I'm even on SSI right now is because 5 years ago, I originally was trying to get my entire mental health checked because I wanted to make sure she was safe in my house, Jacqueline Lomas. Because I wasn't feeling comfortable with everybody micromanaging what I had to do. And even during those 5 years, I had Patty repeatedly come into my house and start cleaning my house without my say so. And at that point, I had panic attacks.
Send her
at
to
that
my
point,
house.
So I had neglected my entire
Patty being whom?
Patty Lomas that is sitting back in the court right now.
Okay, that's your girlfriend's
Mother,
okay, got it. Okay.
which I have been having these repeated same issues with her money and having to actually help her with her own money every single time. We had even attempted to change her own physical
Whose
standing.
money are we talking about?
Jacqueline's Lomas money for her own safety so that she could be her own payee. The only reason that I even became the payee is because Jackie felt more comfortable with me being the payee.
You are a payee for,
I am not a payee
Okay.
anymore. She had taken the rights over. Patty Lomas, the mother, had taken the rights back. After not even a single week of me having it.
let me ask you on visitation. If the court determines that you can't personally be there with your child, would you like to be there by FaceTime or Zoom so you can see the child and talk to the child so the child recognizes your voice?
Yes. Also, the reason why I had stated to the court, can I show it, is because I only have to say the single word and I have a seizure right then and there. That is my safety mechanism. When I get too angry, it's not the action I'm going to cut someone. That is the thought that crosses my mind. But in doing so, my first action is to physically shut down my body so that I have it. The weed acts as a stimulant. I'd even stated when I was using alcohol, the only time that I ever, and I stated this politely, ever used alcohol is when I cannot feel my legs to the point where moving. That is the only time. It is to help numb, increase blood flow, and to also increase my oxygen intake. So
Sure.
I'm not hyperventilating, having anxiety or aggression. And normally it takes about 1 a day just to keep me tipsy. And that is just cozy and at tipsy.
One what?
1 Smirnoff, the red, white, and blues?
No.
Okay.
Is that a bottle you're talking about?
Yes, it's
So-
a literal 16 ounces.
Is that
And I would
vodka?
only have one of those if I was even.
Yeah, I'm not, what is Smirnoff? Is that vodka?
Okay, Smirnoff is normally a combination of a usual cocktail drink. It is usually involving a high fruity.
It's like a seltzer.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
a seltzer
okay,
base.
so it's not straight.
It's not even straight vodka.
Okay,
I'm
got it.
even taking minor doses for that, and I have even stated that to everyone that I
The
have.
doctor okay with that too?
That is the only thing that I have not talked with, but to repeat, I was also told to self-medicate.
Now, you've heard at least it raised that maybe you might consider moving out of the house for the child to be with your girlfriend and her mother. Your thoughts?
If I had to, the majority of my anger issues that have repeated for the last 2 weeks have only been regarding to Patty Lomas. The majority of it has been stating that same thing repeatedly to the court.
The question is,
Yes, I realize what the question is. I'm understanding the anger aspects too.
okay, I think the court heard that.
Yep.
Of course, we're gonna have our day in court. on
Yeah,
the
this is the
petition.
reason why I wanted to double check everything. The first thing, the only thing that I can agree with was for on court record to actually agree with the majority of what this petition has stated, including my own mental health and the aspects that I have is that my house was not unlivable, quote unquote.
Oh, hang on, we'll get to that when it comes to the trial, okay?
Apologies.
Oh, no problem. And we covered those important decisions regarding parenting time.
My issues right now is I would actually request as a court hearing to have Patty actually move out of my house. I need her out of my house so fast. Last night, it proved to me that I had more anger issues because she has been here, because a lot of my bills and stuff revolve around 2 checks, not just one.
Some people might say that they're concerned for her physical health.
Actually, the only reason that is the case is because she would not she continuously went even behind Jackie's back, called up a doctor on thing after we had been repeatedly asking her to only wait an hour when we had already called a doctor to get Jackie's prescriptions fixed. We had to go to the ER because Patty Lomas had panicked to the point of thinking she had syphilis, which did not have any case in point. So, or syphilis, whatever you want to be equate.
Okay.
And then after that, we had gone to the doctor. Even the doctor was telling her she was fine in the hospital right over, didn't even give time for it, and had already pushed that aspect.
CJ is here to translate hillbilly for us and translate facial expressions from people that we're not looking at by accident, and we need to be. Thank you, CJ.
I usually do the majority of my hunts.
Yep, gets worse.
Or
Well, we're not on to those little things. We're just here about, I'd like to focus on the parenting time. Have we discussed everything that you want to?
yes,
on
for
that?
parenting time, yes. So if it is necessary for me to not be involved in those, that's the case. Also, hold on, for parenting time, I had stated multiple times on the aspect of just light minor reminders for Honey, because I know she forgets at times. She gets panicked and then has her issue, which is she just overly nitpicks at certain aspects, just like I do.
What triggers you?
So I have 3 different things. One, if you are not, when I have already specifically asked you of a task, the only task that I have actually asked of Patty to even come down here and had specifically stated to her not to come down here if she was sick, which when she had found out that the actual.
Oh, we understand that. What's the second?
Yep. Apologies.
So the first one is if he asks you to do something and you don't do it, that triggers him.
I had a whole bunch of things lined up, and this is just the first of the things. Very many.
What's the second trigger?
The second trigger, like I have stated, if I actually stated, I actually will have a seizure. I can't state it on record because I had
I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you.
issue when I was younger with a past ex. Why I have so many tendencies. I reside for 2 years.
What's the third then, if you can't mention the second?
So the third one, I honestly have issues with cleaning my house because my body does not work normally at certain times, which means that's why I'm taking the marijuana.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If the court were to
Whoa, don't move on for that. Stop there for a second. I have problems cleaning my house because my body doesn't work at certain times. Are we allowed to use that as an excuse? Is that valid? Is that a valid thing? I mean, I know everything else he said was batshit crazy, but can I just use that? I'm not cleaning my house. My body doesn't work right now. I like it. I like it.
Order you out of your house. I have no idea what the court's gonna do. Okay?
Yep.
But if the court were to order you out,
I would not have a place to stay. I would specifically ask for Patty to be moved out.
but
Specifically,
if the court ordered you out, would you be out?
I would have to be out if that was the case.
I don't know what the court's gonna do, so I'm just asking every scenario. You understand?
Yep. And if you notice, this is without weed. This is why I'm showing this to the court. This is without any docile nature.
So this is your worst case scenario.
This is my
saying.
worst case scenario. This is why I came here specifically to show the court what was actually happening.
Okay.
Also, when that knife was even mentioned, I had the back of the blade hidden like this so that I wouldn't actually hit my foot, or to actually, knife etiquette states that you hold the blade to the back of your wrist to make sure that anyone that is in any state or actual has issues has to hold it correctly this way. I had even stated it and showed it to her and had shown her the issue of if someone is in a threatening motion. I had even shown her the issue when a blade is actually raised out and held down to the side. That is normally an action of aggression. Well, the way that I was holding it was an action that I didn't even want to get near you. There was a box behind her for the car seat, which is why I had grabbed a knife. I hadn't stated anything. I'd just taken my weed and went over and was on my task and doing stuff around my house.
So basically, you're not aggressive when you have your weed.
When I have my weed, I am very docile to the point that it is the case. The only time that I am not docile when is there a problem.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll see if any other attorneys have questions for you, okay?
Yes, please.
Ms. Thomas.
Thank you.
Ray,
Mr.
I
Hammond,
got
Duckworth,
it.
when
Thank
was
you.
the last time
Thank
that you
you.
used marijuana?
Literally just yesterday. I specifically had taken a 200 milligram in a single hit yesterday to guarantee that I would be safe and happy and healthy for everything, including if I was having a panic attack. So I calmed down multiple times during the actual issue yesterday.
Okay. And what is your child's name?
Silas Lomas, Syelus.
Okay. And do you think that you're appropriate during parenting time? Do you think that you pose a risk of harm to him?
Honestly, yes. I was actually explaining to an actual social worker what my issues that I have been dealing with, and that is also including the car aspect, that I've repeatedly kept having to say to Patty Lomas almost every single day, which has caused her not to feel safe in my house like she has recommended. And I have only asked
Mr. Hammond, Duckworth,
repeatedly.
I'm just gonna
Sorry.
re-ask my question. Do you feel that you are safe to your son during parenting time?
Oh, yes. Actually, I was more safe than what I was realizing. The only 2 times I was actually going and.
Your Honor, I'm just gonna say my client has answered. She asked if we felt safe.
Okay,
He said
sorry.
yes. So
Apologies, I don't know how much you
Mr.
want.
McFarland, if he wants to continue answering the question, I can appreciate your concern on his behalf, but if he wants to explain that, I think as far as it relates to parenting time, it's very relevant, and I would like him to be able to.
Thank you.
So the first parenting time, the reason why I had come in so distraught for the second one was because the first one I had found out the infamil that they were serving him, and not even taking my response of saying that Similac was supposed to be given to the child. Specifically, I had brought an entire case of a 40-pack of bottles of
Steph.
Similac to my first hearing. That was to make sure that I had everything. I had even washed bottles specifically that were already stated for that. And I'm still having that used against me in court, which is another reason why I feel like I have to state this. And I realize I am overstepping my bounds, and my attorney has already told me to stop. But I feel like I have to say this, because if I don't, it's going to eat away at me for next week. I'm trying to repeat. The majority of this petition, I could state that half of this is wrong, including the even aspect of me actually going in multiple times to check my own girlfriend to get her health. This is why I stated that I wanted to be last time here. The
Okay,
majority of this petition was wrong.
okay. Your Honor, I have no further questions. Thank you.
Mr. Brooks?
Sir, are you having a panic attack right now?
Because so the other reason why I have these issues is I remember everything. That means every aspect, every even issue. I normally just start crying. And then I get worse and worse. And then I snap, which at that time it takes, the last time that me and my honey originally had an argument, it lasted over 5 hours. And that was me asking if she's okay, or if there's anything that I can do for her. Sometimes she doesn't even understand her own body, which is why we go through the health mechanisms that we normally do. You know what doctors do. Are you experiencing 0 from 10 pain? We go through that thing. And if she's experiencing any pain that is over the 6 limit, I normally call an ER visit to guarantee that everything is happy, healthy, and safe in my house. And that even includes if I feel if I'm being too aggressive. Sometimes that is even to the case of that point, if I'm being too aggressive, I will make sure that she is actually getting her mental health checked at the hospital, and we will take a night at that time.
Sir, my question was, right now at 10 minutes to 12 today, are you having a panic attack?
So right now would be equating to a panic attack. This is my minor first stage. My second stage is usually I need stuff done. It is no other option. Patty has pushed me to the point where I've had no fucking point to use my second stage normally. And that has happened at least 6 times this week. And it has been over her own daughter's health. I literally had an argument yesterday about making a bed. And all it was moved was 2 inches.
I have no further questions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's let that one slide, guys, because 2 inches is very important.
Ms. Underwood, any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you, Judge.
Any redirect, Mr. McFarland?
No, thank you.
Recross?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you for your testimony. You may return.
Thank
to your
you.
seat. Any other witnesses, Mr. McFarland?
No, thank you. Watch your head, please.
Okay, remember, I got this clip like, I don't know, a month ago. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was September, which I guess really isn't a month ago. It could have been half a month ago. I don't know.
Mr. Brooks?
I'm finding out right now. Do you want to get on the stand or no? Well, you just tell me if you showed me all that stuff and I'm just wondering if you want to tell the court about that.
You can do whatever you want. It's not me. Do not look. If you notice, that's also a care method that we use. Sorry.
You're not saying sure.
I'm not sure.
No, we do not have anything to say.
Any witnesses you'd like me to hear from, Ms. Underwood?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
It's because there's a delay. So I watched this video like 10 seconds before you guys see it.
Wow. All right. More comments or closing, Ms. Thomas?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time,
So right now it's an infant, I think. So video visits are useless. He just gets to, the baby's not gonna sit there and stare at the TV screen while you coo and you know. But yeah, he's not appropriate. He's not appropriate to be around a child. Period. Period. Any child for any amount of time is as long as his mouth is moving.
we would just ask the court to make the findings that reasonable, if actually active efforts have been made for this family to continue to assist in the reunification process and to help the family, I guess, with placement, have the most family-like placement for this child. It does not seem that that is an appropriate placement. We are asking the court to continue placement with the department and allowing the child to remain in the licensed foster care home. Based on the testimony we've heard today, there seems to be a clear concern about the safety and well-being of all of the adults in this matter, which would clearly imply a substantial and imminent risk of harm to the child, We are asking the court to suspend parenting time as relates to father pending further psychological evaluation to understand how he could possibly interact with his child in a safe manner. I think that his behavior also poses a substantial risk of harm to the service providers that are involved in assisting this family. And I believe that that is unreasonable to ask them to continue to place themselves at such risks where there have to be safety plans to the extent that they are implemented right now. We are asking.
Okay. Who's Patty's mom? Is it this one or is it this one? Or I'm guessing this is Patty, right? This is his girl. This is Honey right here. Or is this person the mom right here? It's probably this person or sitting right behind her.
Asking the court to continue. And also as it relates to Mr. McFarland's insinuating that perhaps online or video call parenting time could happen. I would also like to point the court back to the testimony of, and even father's own testimony of the inappropriate language use, the scattered dialogue and the inability to really focus on the child in and of himself. And for those reasons, we are just requesting a full out suspension of parenting time. As relates to mother, we would request continued supervised parenting time as policy requires. And with that, we would ask the court to continue the authorization of the petition pending the trials. Thank you.
Mr. McFarland.
Your Honor, I don't recall.
I don't know enough to know if this is fixable. To me, this is not fixable. This is something that this man will never be able to be around this child. And she will never be able to parent her own child. Never. I think maybe there's a sliver of a possibility grandma can parent the child if this guy's history. I mean, if he's history. But how would that happen since he controls both of them? How is he going to become history? I don't even think a protection order would stop him.
All there being any testimony that my client spoke inappropriately to the minor child, raised his voice to the minor child, threatened the minor child. So I don't know how we can extrapolate that by him doing a remote contact by Zoom, which no worker should be involved in, which could be immediately shut off from the other side, why the child couldn't hear his voice. It appears as though he's demonstrated appropriate vocal conduct in front of the child. So that's what we're asking, and we're still requesting the jury trial.
Mr. Brooks.
I can see, listening to this man testify, well, the caseworkers could either A, confuse or B, deliberately distort what they perceive as his threat. He knows he has issues mentally. How often are we in here and people don't even acknowledge they have them? It's every week, and they don't know that there are issues. He knows. He does. Maybe it's not the politically correct thing to do, but he knows how to mitigate those issues so that he can be more appropriate. Now, I don't know what this diagnosis said about him being homicidal or suicide. I haven't seen it.
That's why I was.
No, don't help me.
No, you're good sponsors.
Thank you. But he knows, he is aware, he wants to control it. He is controlling it. You don't approve of it, maybe the workers don't want to work, but it works. Self-medication in this case has an ameliorating effect on his behavior.
No, it doesn't, Mr. Brooks.
Now, with
No, it
respect to
doesn't.
Mom, I don't hear anybody saying she can't go to visitation. I don't see any reason why he can't go. I mean, if push comes to shove, they can always terminate the visitations.
Let's do it
I
then.
don't think he's expressed anything very candid with us.
Go read War
I
and
don't-
Peace.
I didn't hear him say he was ever feeling like he had threatening motivations towards a caseworker, threatening motivations towards a supervisor for visitations, none of it. And he went on way a bit of detail about his status and where he's at emotionally. No, I don't see it. I just see he's different. I think he knows he's different, but that doesn't mean he can't visit with his child.
Sure does.
And I'm
He's
opposed
dangerous.
to any kind of limitation short of this. I agree with the need for supervision. I agree with that. But that's as far as I'm willing to go. Other than that, I don't see what the issue is. If it gets worse, I mean, we all know it. The DHS has got the ability instant.
Holy hell, you're right. It hit me. We are chatting about a clip that I'm playing. Wow, this is new to me. I don't know what to do. Do I say thank you or something?
Instantaneously to terminate visitation and to ask this court to continue the termination. Have they said he harmed the child? No. Have they said he's a little he's negligent about that? The tabletop thing is a bad thing. You can't do it. But he learns, he listens. No. He should be allowed, my client should be supervised visitation with their child. As for bad language in front of the kid.
Request
with the
denied.
child, come on.
Nope.
How old's this child? A week old, 2 weeks old?
They're even stating, sorry.
All right. That's just ludicrous. That child hasn't got a clue on earth what's being said. I don't know if even a child can hear well at the age he's at. Probably not. But no, he's too easy a target. But none of it.
Breathe, Miss Thomas. Breathe.
Being a threat
What?
to anybody.
What?
I suspect if he was a threat.
What? None of what we heard today means this guy is a threat to anybody. He's a threat to me, and I am like in Pennsylvania.
He is aware enough, he would know he's escalating, like, and he go outside, you take some marijuana, and okay, nobody likes it, too bad, but he's not threatening anybody, and he should be allowed to visit with his child. Thank you.
Ms. Underwood.
Sorry, that was more about.
Your Honor, I am more in line with Ms. Thomas and her recommendations. And after hearing testimony from Mr. Harmon Duckworth, I am absolutely concerned with the safety of the workers and the caregivers. He indicated and displayed that he did carry a knife around, and while his explanation may seem appropriate to him or to others, why in the world would you display how to carry a knife and what you would do with it if you're going to be threatening to a caseworker? That would be very concerning, and I would myself have felt very unsafe in that circumstance. As for his...
So there was this one time my son was 10. I think he was 10 years old. Okay. Which means my middle child was like 12 and my eldest was 14. 14, and she was a certified babysitter. Okay. So for work every year I had to go to these coding conventions, and normally I would drive back. But this one year I wanted to stay and, drink with my team. So it's the convention's in a hotel, so I just got a hotel room. I was gone for one night. My children were with my mother, who is an adult. Okay. My son had a 2-hour delay that morning, and my mom wasn't able to figure that out. So wasn't able to go to school. So um my son goes in the next day within, I give him the excuse card, blah blah blah. The next time he goes to school. And he had told them that that I was gone. Like he couldn't go to school because I left the country or whatever. So the school got worried. The school called CPS on me. And what the school said was that I had left the kids for a week with no food. So so the CPS worker comes over to check on the kids, okay? And two things that outstandingly embarrassing happen. She needs to make sure that there's food in the house, which trust me, there's always food in the house. She needs to make sure that all the kids have beds. Now, I was only gone for one night, and I showed her that. I showed her I was gone for one night with work, and my mom was here, and my daughter's a certified babysitter, blah, blah, blah. But I opened the refrigerator. I opened the refrigerator to show that there's absolutely plenty of food in there. And a box of cereal that was on top of the refrigerator fell and spilled all over the floor. And I was like, "Oh my god. Oh my god, they're gonna take my kids away. Oh my god." I just dropped all this food all over the floor. So I asked my 14-year-old daughter, "Can you please go get a broom?" And she turns to me, my 14-year-old daughter, in front of the child protection worker, and she says, "Do we have a broom? Where's the broom? I don't know if we have a broom." I mean, it's literally been hanging in the same spot. I have those little hooks right at the top of the basement stairs, right at the kitchen door, like, right there. Just and I thought, "Oh my god. Oh, they're gonna take my kids away from me." Everything else was fine. I showed them all the bedrooms. I said, "Yeah, they're fine. I'm with them every single freaking day of my life because I'm a single mom." So taking one night off is a big deal for me because there's no one else. And I take one night off for work. I was there for work. Okay, I didn't have to stay overnight. True. But I took one night off and boom, Child Protective Services came down on me hard. And I spilled Cheerios. They were Cheerios. I will never forget. I will never put Cheerios on top of my refrigerator again because my kids will get taken away from me. Child Protective Services is scary. It's petrifying. I mean, totally scary. Your whole life is in their hands. This guy walks up to one with a knife and starts stabbing. And they're saying, "Nah, he's good."
Behavior at the visits. I also agree that that's inappropriate and his parenting time should be suspended. He testified that he has to be high or tipsy, I think.
If a child came into school and I was a teacher and he said, and I thought that he was left alone for a week with no food, hell yeah, I would call. Hell yes. I'm not mad at the school.
think he said, in order
Thank
to
you,
be
school.
calm.
Thank you for
Yeah,
looking at my kids.
if you're high and tipsy, yes, you're calm, but then no, you can't parent your child. So it's a vicious cycle. I agree that a psychological evaluation needs to occur, and hopefully we can make some headway on appropriate treatment for Mr. Harmon Duckworth so that he can have parenting time with his child in the future. However, I believe that the other attorneys with except for Ms. Thomas are minimizing the behaviors that have been testified to by Ms. Harvey and by Mr. Harmon Duckworth himself. I disagree that he knows his limits. Clearly we're here for a reason, and he's even testified that he can't keep the home clean, which is one of the reasons why the petition was even filed. So I believe that there is significant safety concerns both for the minor child as well as the caseworkers, as well as Ms. Lomas and her mother. And so for those reasons, I believe that placement with the department is still appropriate for the minor child. I would recommend that all parenting time for dad be suspended pending further investigation and further psych evals, and that parenting time for the mom be supervised without Mr. Harmon Duckworth present. Thank you.
Yeah, but if you leave the 13-year-old with the 22-year-old, you're going to get CPS after you.
All right, thank you. So the court finds that all interested parties were given notice for purposes of the continuation of today's preliminary hearing. I do want to confirm that I think that the reasons for the removal continue to be they continue to create a reasonable risk of or an unreasonable risk of harm associated with allowing Silas to be in the care of either parent at this time. We've heard Mr. Dakota Harmon Duckworth confirm himself that he has some pretty significant diagnoses and some very some triggers that put him on edge on a regular basis, that he self-medicates with very high levels of marijuana in order to try to control some of those impulses that he has, and even when he is self-medicated, that he has some trouble controlling those impulses. That was
Hi,
demonstrated
Angie.
by his actions around Ms. Jill Harmon during the time that she was at the home. And again, Dakota himself confirmed that he did bring a knife into the room where she was at, demonstrated that he
Syphilis.
was using it in a safe and knew how to use it in an unsafe way. None of that is appropriate or necessary during a visit. There's no reason at all that there should be a knife brought into the room while a CPS person is there for any other reason other than to intimidate that particular worker. He's admitted to us that he has triggers as when he has to ask someone to do something more than one time, that his mother-in-law has taken him to what he referred to as, I think, level 2 over 6 times in the last week, including at one point over the fact that she had made a bed and moved it several inches over. We have the indications that Jill Heilman was in the process of
Judge, we're letting that go. Come on.
interviewing the mother, the grandmother, and that the grandmother shut down and was unable to complete the interview because when Dakota arrived back at the home, she stopped talking. So there are a lot of indications that the home where these two parents are residing is not safe. And I would go as far as to say that it may not be safe for the grandmother and the mother at this time. And I think Dakota Harmon Duckworth is doing the best he can under the circumstances with this diagnosis to mitigate these risks. And I'm hoping that voluntary or involuntarily, he's able to access some additional services through the department to help control some of those impulses and alleviate the risk of harm associated with his diagnosis that he shared with us
He's
today.
the victim.
In the
She's
meantime,
comforting him.
I will ask the department to look at those potential resources for him, to look at a psychological evaluation for him. I know that there are some good resources over at Adrian Psychiatric and Counseling, and you have your own resources as well. But we need obviously someone who is capable of looking at Mr. Harmon Duckworth's psychology and psychiatry needs, and look at how we can help support him to be safe around himself and the people he cares about. He's able to do that voluntarily prior to pretrial and trial, of course, and we'll ask him to do that in order to make sure that he's safe during parenting time. In the meantime, I will allow him to have the virtual parenting time. I think that's a good suggestion by Mr. McFarland. And we'll ask the department to do a family team meeting to arrange some time where he's able to do some virtual parenting time with this child, virtual supervised parenting time, pending pretrial and trial. And
You didn't get syphilis? That's a good thing, Lori. I'm proud of you.
look for an update on that time at pretrial. I will also allow Ms. Jacqueline Lomas to exercise supervised parenting time. That will have to be done at the department, and arrangements made also during an FDM, if that's going to be outside the department, to ensure that Mr. Dakota is able to not be part of that particular time. And there will be obviously some need to plan around that in order to make sure that he's able to be supported in curbing his impulses if he has frustrations around that point. So I won't be asking our service providers to do that in a vacuum. I'll ask you to try to arrange that parenting time either at the department or in a public place so that you have the resources you need to keep the situation safe and civil for everyone. All right, so that's what's going to be happening with parenting time moving forward. I'll ask the department to continue to investigate the maternal grandmother replacement, as they have indicated they will, to continue that home investigation, to submit the results of any BIA inquiry, to supply that AOP or any other proof of legal parentage. That's something we have to tie up before we come back and proceed further as it relates to adjudication. Our final pretrial will be September 16th at 11 a.m. Jury instructions, voir dire questions, and jury verdict forms are due at or before that final pretrial. Witness and exhibit list should also be filed and exchanged prior to or at that pretrial. Of course, it includes marking your potential exhibits and exchanging those between parties so that everyone can be prepared for jury trial, which will be conducted on October 11th, 2024, commencing at 8:30 in the morning.
Your Honor, if I
Yes.
might, I plan to be out on October 11th.
I can't be here for the jury trial. Sorry, Your Honor.
Be back on the 15th.
All right, would you be able to support Wednesday, October 16th? I have Wednesday or I have Friday, actually. The 18th,
October, correct, Your Honor?
October 16th or October 18th?
Either for me. Just double check to make sure I don't have anything in another.
We can actually even go Monday, October 21st, if that works better for everybody.
Fine by me.
16th is fine, 18th is fine, 21st is fine.
Your Honor, because it's a jury trial, I think I'd rather have it on a Monday in case we have to carry over another day. That would be more appropriate.
All right, stop. They're all annoying. They're all annoying. Wednesday. Ha! Because I held on to this clip so long. I didn't play it. Jury trials Wednesday, guys. So I get back. Hopefully I will get. She keeps it up, so it doesn't matter if I get it. She has all of her clips up. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get this jury trial if she streams it. But at least she's not. I mean, the judge said everything we wanted to say. No, you don't bring a knife into the room with a child protective services worker. Period. There's no reason. That alone. I mean, she could have let the inches go, but she didn't because you know how women are about inches. They don't let it go. So I'm gonna try to get that, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the pony support animal because I am super excited to play that. And we're gonna do the jury trial. Yes. I know it's unfortunate to some of you who hate these, but don't worry. You know, you can just fast forward through them. You don't have to watch them. Kelly's not here today. Kelly hates these, and that's fine. She doesn't have to watch it. She can fast forward it. All right, we have a little bit of Judge Fleischer left of Friday because
It's been a while.
I rationed him out pretty good. I think we have 39 minutes left, so we should be somewhere around. We did him, right? I think we did him. I think we did him. All right, we're gonna start here. I don't know how many people are coming up. I don't know if there's dead air in here, but we have like 37 minutes left of Judge Fleischer on Friday. And now I can ration better now that I know his live stream is down.
Leon, his wife's name is.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be standing in this courtroom soon. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm gonna go to jail. Contempt of court. I have like what? How many instances of contempt of court do I have? Hundreds. Hundreds. He's gonna get me for each and every one.
You can always come back. I mean, when I asked him, he said he didn't have insurance. So if he's got it, he's got it. If
I
he
do
can
love
get
this
it,
man
then,
though.
you know, we can always, and then it's nearly 1 o'clock. We can always come back Monday if need be, you know. Of course. Ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So it's not on docket today, right?
Not on the docket today, no, Judge.
Okay, come up, Mr. Alvarez.
Gotta get up even if you don't feel like it. You just gotta get up.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, sir.
You realize that, I mean, this isn't like Target where you buy something, you don't like it, you could return it, right? Once you plead guilty, I mean, you waive the right to appeal. So that means once you plead guilty, you can never come back and take it off and say, you know what, I changed my mind, I had buyer's remorse.
You
No,
can't hear it?
there's no buyer's remorse here. This is a lifetime decision. Once you plead, that's it.
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
You must also be aware that this carries now a mandatory minimum of 90 days in jail. Anything you pick up from now on, it's in here, misdemeanor court, it's a minimum of 90 days in jail.
Understand.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Is weapons going to be forfeit, I would imagine?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. We're doing what's essentially called time served. We're giving you credit for the time that you've served. You're walking out of here today. The bad part about it is that it'll end up on your record.
Yes, sir.
You know, the other option you may have is to do a probation where if you complete it successfully, it doesn't end up as a conviction on your record. But the problem is you got to stay clean for quite a bit of time. And if that's not a possibility,
No problem, but yes, sir.
Did you want to do the care bond and then we can come back and
you can do whatever you want to do, you know?
I want to do a TRAS.
I mean, we can approach the judge. I don't know what you require to come to you with an agreed recommendation. The state's offering time served. They're not willing to offer deferred at this point. No, Judge.
Because you also are charged with the felony, they're not offering the probation. They've offered the time served, and I don't know if they're going to allow them to go without an agreed rec, meaning allow me to punish you and then put you on probation. I don't know.
I can certainly chat with them briefly if that's something that if they're willing to do, we can.
It's a,
He's already going to be supervised by probation for his PTI on the felony. So yeah, it's just a matter of whether the state's willing to waive their right to allow us to come to you.
you like to do. You just want to get this over with?
Yes. No.
No, I know, I believe him when he says he just wants to get this over with. Yes, I feel like that's kind of what he wants, but you want me to explore that option briefly? I'm still
Yes,
here.
please.
Okay. Maybe.
Would you be willing to go out without an agreed rec on the,
No, Judge, not for this defendant. He's got a very serious juvenile ag assault SPI case and. multiple PTIs. I'm not willing to do anything but attach to it.
well, I don't see all these things. What happened with that?
He got a probation.
Is he still on probation for that?
No, Judge, but he's gotten scot-free on every criminal case that he's ever gotten that he needs to answer for something today.
Do you see what's going on?
Yes, sir.
The more cases you pick up, the worse it gets. And the problem is that when you start picking up cases, you know, when you're juvenile, when you turn an adult, for all intents and purposes, it's basically sealed, right?
Yes, sir.
Public is not gonna 9 times out of 10 be able to see it, but now you're an adult. The more cases you pick up, the more unemployable you get. The older you get, the bigger, fatter, uglier, hairier, you lose hair. Just life doesn't get easier. Life gets more difficult the older you get. And the more convictions you get, the more unemployable you become because employers don't want people with a ton of stuff on their record.
Yes, sir.
If you don't believe me, walk out there and ask everyone out there. It's not. All right, you're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement today. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the
You
country,
would
denied
know.
naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this.
Hey,
You
girl.
understand? Your only other option at this point is to set up a trial. So this is what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will send you
Same.
to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 12 you've done. The weapon will be forfeited, so you're not going to get it back.
Understand.
Stuff the right way.
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, I would
Thank you.
ask if the court house can run
Yes,
concurrently. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, all right. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for coming in. Help. Anna.
I'm approaching on door flip. She's on today's docket.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna give her any bond conditions.
I said just no contact with the complaining
Okay, and,
witnesses and no going back to that subway.
okay, I don't think that'll be a problem. I just, Victoria told me to approach, so.
Oh, I think she signed all conditions. Buffler,
Okay.
yeah, she should be.
Hey, security.
Duffler, come up. It's top of page 7.
Hiya, Lucy.
Do you have your bond conditions? Do you have a copy of your bond conditions?
Oh, she signed it? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, she signed it with you. Okay, she did it with pretrial, I guess.
No, she did everything too. I gave her a copy.
Okay,
Hey, Miss
well,
Doolittle,
no,
how are ya? Hi, Kurt.
So we have the state's motion for bond conditions. But it says. There were people.
I mean, are we the blind leading the blind or what?
Absolutely, Judge.
I just.
Right?
Something's wrong with the system.
Oh, the system.
It is.
Yeah.
If you look at it, this is. Regardless of who's telling her she's not gonna have any contact with the CW. which is-
Okay. I understand. Yeah. All right, guys. Good
Okay.
luck.
Thank you. Maybe excuse.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks. Not everybody does. Thanks.
If I go up in front of the camera, I'm gonna go up with my hands behind my back to make you all guess. Handcuffs or not? We all feel like that. We all do.
I don't know why it takes the signature.
Pete,
Hey,
thank
I
you
gotta
so
run. Are we almost
much.
done?
Yes, we're almost done.
What happened to Cedillo, man?
He should said for a long time, never approaches an agency's way. Sign the thing before you go.
I know, me in front of a camera, that'd be crazy.
No. I need.
No, Steven. You stay over there. You leave me alone.
Hey, did you see Ricardo here today? Senegal has bond violation. Who's he here on?
Yes, that's Steven.
But, page 11, Gus.
Oh, 2501.
Page 13, Johnson Hall, except for Raymond also here.
2501.
Page 14, Jones, except for Raymond also here.
2501.
Page 15, Livingston, except for Raymond also here.
Wow. 2501.
Page 16, Lopez, except for Raymond also here.
2501.
Can I get a witness? 2 witnesses, 2.
For Raymond also here.
2501.
Page 24, Romero, except for Raymond, 2 bonds posted.
5002. And I have to do a bail order real quick.
Yeah, so when he gives a bond, okay, so the first time you get like a $5,000 bond. You have a PR bond, you're fine or whatever. if you miss court or if he has to give another bond because you did something, you misbehaved in some way, he adds a number to the end. So when you hear like 5,005, those people are stuck like Chuck next time they come in.
Cedio's here. Hey, John. John Paul,
Good morning, Judge. Good afternoon.
how are you?
I'm good, Judge.
Come up, Mr. Man.
Judge, on this one, yesterday I had zoomed in and got the court's permission for us to have this setting on Monday because
Oh, that's right. I
I'm going-
remember.
I'm at the CLE and I'm about to run back in.
Oh, that's right. We had rolled this over to, hey, we had rolled this to Monday because he couldn't be here. Cedio couldn't be here. That's why. On Mr. Mann. That's right. No, I remember that. No. I guess you were, were you supposed to email Victoria?
I did, Judge, yesterday.
She didn't get one.
I
really, 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 really wish I could have gone on a Friday to see his Friday suit in person, but I can't take a Friday off. That's money, yo. Hey, Fozzie. What? Don't even look. Listen, I fear for you when you say things like that because I have it from good people that she has a wicked knuckle sandwich. Victoria, he means bad, like remember in the 80s when bad meant good? That's what he meant.
I've been having it in my emails, Judge. I apologize. I showed up this morning to try and reconfirm it, but
Well, look, let's finish this real quick because I mean, and we'll get you out of here. All I have is, huh?
Okay.
Mr. Mann has bond violations. Am I right?
Yes, Judge, but given the nature of the bond violation,
Oh, Fonzie, she lives in your town. There's nowhere you can run. There's nowhere you can be safe. She's gonna get you. Video it, Victoria.
I very much wanted to be there to speak to him and speak to the court.
He tested positive for methamphetamine, John.
Yes, Judge, that's why I would like to be there to address it.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not letting him go. He tested positive for meth. His case is 1,300 days old. Am I right?
Yes, Judge, I believe so.
No, I'm sorry. You know, as much as I love you, John, I mean, he's testing positive for meth. You know, it's 1,341 days old. We give you multiple chances, and now you're testing positive for meth. And no,
Sir,
I'm sorry.
I can't even explain that to say. I just came to court, my parents wanted me, told me I had to come, and I didn't want to play with you at all.
Look, I don't want you to say anything without your lawyer being present. You know, I can have him reach out to you in the back if you know, we can always roll it to Monday too, and we can
Send
talk
us your
about it
link.
then, but I mean,
Send us your
it's
link.
just- it's when do we say when, Mr. Mann? You know?
Yes, I hear you, sir. I understand everything that you're not trying to know, sir. I understand. I don't have an explanation for you.
John,
Can we keep him on for Monday, Judge?
absolutely, of course.
I understand the
course.
revocation, Your Honor, but if I can
Yes.
address it Monday.
Absolutely. We'll talk Monday then.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Okay, bud. All right. Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Again, I'll say again, I was wrong, guys. I was wrong. In case you missed yesterday's stream where I said I was wrong. Court 5's open. Court 5 is open today. They're not down. They're up. We're gonna, get to see the judge today. Do not worry. Fozzie with the win. I was almost there. Tomorrow, Shannon. Right? Am I right, guys? Tomorrow I'll be in Texas. Today, right now, it's Monday. So tomorrow, I still don't have an outfit. But that's all right. I'm going out today to get an outfit. I have clothes if I don't find an outfit. I own clothes. So unless you're in Australia, then I've already went yesterday. Hold on, I gotta subscribe to this link. Oh, okay, Rue is so cute. Oh man, I have a beagle too, so it's a beagle poodle mixture. So I sort of see my dog. Hey John, how old is Rue? Oh, I love me a good jury selection. Oh, baby.
Judge, what is the new bond amount?
How many times has he failed to appear that you can see?
I used anger instead.
What's the 9/3/24 revocation about? 5,002 on each, though.
5,002 on both?
Yeah, on each, yeah. But
you know what's good about us doing what we do here, watching court videos? We know how to find things that other people never even think about finding. So, like I've looked up my ex a couple times on the criminal dockets and everything, and it looks like his apartment complex brings him in to evict him like often, often, and then he pays it and he gets to stay there. But my ex is oftenly getting evicted. You want to know why? Because he doesn't have a job. When we were married, I had the jobs, multiple jobs. But no, now we don't have a job.
what's that other bond revocation?
On 9/3, I didn't put that it was revoked. I just put that he came in and that he has 30 days to clear trial because he skipped out before.
Okay.
Was it good? I was iffy on getting that. Your Australian trials are such a commitment. It's like weeks long you have to commit. And it's hard for me. It's extremely hard for me because they're on while I work. And I was going to get this one and decided not to. Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. 100%.
The setting for October 14th is supposed to be clear trial.
Oh, hi, of course.
I have a motion for in-camera inspection for some documents in the upcoming trial.
I saw it.
Yes. I
They
have
take it
there.
down right
Yeah,
away,
I'll
don't
take
they?
it. I'll take it and take a look. Thank you so much. And then let's try to get you out of here, guys, because it's already late. It's almost 1. All right. On Jacob Romero, 5002, you got that?
5,002, yes.
Yeah.
The next one, Judge, or the last one is page 25. Case of Villa.
What page?
25.
2501. Is it for a true first?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So here's what I see when I look up Australian trials for you guys. This is, first off, the only place that I can find any kind of Australian trial is this one YouTube page. I can't find any smaller ones, nothing, absolutely nothing. So they take down the trials like almost like at the end of, I'm looking. So this is upcoming. Is to, once they play this, once it gets to the end of the docket, boom, they shut it down. They take it off. So all you see is the welcome ceremonies and the farewell ceremonies. That was boring. That's why I didn't show it. So yeah, the only way I can get an Australian court case for you guys is to commit to a 3-week, 4-week, 8-week long trial, and it's every night, and it's while I'm working, so I have to record it while I'm not even in my house. So it's really hard, it's difficult, and it's a commitment, which I usually fail. I get halfway through.
Is that it?
Yes.
All right, done.
Did you do the orders for the people you took into custody
Okay.
and the one you gave them a bond?
Who did I take in?
Man, you took it.
Yeah, I did his bail orders. I did for
That
Romero.
would be epic. Forget epic.
I'll do that now.
I
No, I
didn't
have it down
know.
low.
I will look at every council meeting from now on.
So Roach was a reduced.
Yeah, but CJ, there's, you know how they use Zoom? So it's live streamed somehow. So I could probably get it if I tried hard, but that would be a felony, I think.
Vodka with cranberry. Now I am, yes.
I'm gonna start looking at that. Louise, what is your icon? To me, that looks like a foot bone, like 2 bones from the foot.
With his name on
What
it?
is that?
Okay. His name as an actual driver. Got it. Perfect.
Kennedy, you need to do the order for Kennedy too.
No, it's not okay.
That's not birds. What is that? Oh my God, it's birds. It's a cross stitch of 2 birds facing each other. I used to cross stitch
Melissa, who did you say?
all of the time when I was a teenager.
Oh, Kennedy.
I
Yeah,
never
that's a big one.
stopped.
Both of them?
Right. Is Kennedy on the bond docket? Kennedy is on,
Was it DPL?
yeah, is it on the bond docket or? Yeah,
Yes.
got it.
I want to come. I want to come. I want to be there. We'd have to be on replay crew if I was there because, you know.
Did I say 5,001 or
I'm
2?
going to check ticket prices to Australia. Hold on.
Kennedy. Yeah. That doesn't one. Okay.
That's more than my car is worth. Hold on. So if I were to go to Australia, right? Which one would I go to? Perth? I don't have my glasses on. Just say the words. 23 hours. Oh man. Oh, that's so long. Oh gosh, look, this one has 2 stops. Okay, 1 stop. Oh gosh. Takes a day to fly there.
Okay. Done with Kennedy.
They serve alcohol, right? On a plane that's going for a whole day.
Is that it?
I bet it's super
Gotcha, done.
expensive. I will need double
Oh,
this just
him.
for the alcohol.
This is not Callahan.
He done. We done. This is my last stream for a couple days. No. All right, guys, we are done. We made it to the end of Friday. Tomorrow I'll be in Texas eating steak. I'm terrified about the Tex-Mex because I had horseradish today and it burnt my whole everything. So, all right, here's what happened. We started Sunday brunch at our bar, and the chef who grew up in Mexico made the Bloody Mary mix. So of course I tasted one. Oh, he didn't put any hot sauce in it. He just put this horseradish in there, and man, I was on fire. I don't know how many times it took to calm me down, but it was very too hot for me. So I'm wondering how I'm gonna do with Tex-Mex. I just want steak. Like, really, I just want steak. Can I just have steak? I know we were talking about tacos and Tex-Mex and all this other stuff. Oh, I guess I have to get one of those um galoshes or the pastries, but I do just really want steak. I don't understand. Isn't that how you eat? Don't you just smear it all over everything? I so I eat very fast, very, 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 very fast because single mom of 3, you learn to eat faster. You don't eat, period. So I'm gonna have to pretend I eat normal in Texas. I'm gonna be like, oh yes, how was your day? Nom, 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 nom," instead of just Plus I'm a server, so if you don't eat fast, you don't eat. I worked a double today, and I think I had a little scoop of rice and a little scoop of beans, and that took me 4 hours to eat. You just grab a bite while you're running. You get to the table chewing, and you swallow real quick. Mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't sit and eat ever. I never sit down and eat food. I'm always moving around when I eat food. Except for listen, I'm single. I can do whatever I want, so I can bring snacks into my bedroom. I love it. I love that I can do that, guys. You don't even know. Yeah. My food is always cold. I don't eat hot food. The first bite is hot. All right. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go get ready to go to Texas. Oh God, I'm terrified to go to Texas. I am terrified to go to Texas. I don't know where I'm gonna park my car in Philadelphia. I know I'm gonna be gone for 1 day. Is that long-term parking? Is that short-term parking? Is it gonna cost me $700 just to park my car? I am stressed out about parking my car at the airport. No, I know that you can park like off the airport and take shuttles to the airport. Listen, that is way outside of my skill set. I cannot do that alone. So I have to park at the airport. I don't have a choice. And I don't know which sign to follow. Short term, long term, where do I go? Um, I don't know. So that has me outstandingly stressed out. Almost enough that I'm not going to go, but I am going to go. Don't worry, I'm going to figure this out. I'm an adult, damn it. I can write code, damn it. So I can figure out which freaking sign to go to. I'm guessing short term. I'm guessing that short term is a day. That sounds short to me. Long term is like a week in my head. So, oh, Crystal, oh, Lori, oh my God, are you guys sure though? Are you guys just saying that? How do you know? Like, how do you know? Is my car gonna get towed because I'm in short term and I should have been in long term? Do you know how much that's gonna cost? Short term, if they tow my car is 600 some bucks, I don't have that. Nope, don't have it. What? Not 200? Dude, I have like $250 ready for parking because I don't know. See, you know it's 1 day. Why do you say depending on the length of your stay? Oh, but it doesn't tell me which parking lot to go to. But they told me it was short term. They won't tow me away if I'm there all day. You did you what? You flew to Houston to meet a bunch of strangers that you don't know, and with contempt of court charges, you're going to go into court 1 day, hours. Um, I get there, my plane leaves at 6 and it comes back at like 10 p.m. So it's all day, literally, from 6 to 10. Okay, I'm feeling better. No, I don't want money. All right, at least he said short term, I'm going with it. That I don't know at the end of that kind of scares me, security, because usually, listen, when I make a mistake, I'm telling you, I get penalized heavily when I make small mistakes. I'm gonna go with short term. I'm gonna go with short term. And if my car's not there when I get back, I'll just call my kids and I'll say, come and get me in Philadelphia. They're gonna get lost. It's gonna take them 12 hours to get to me, but that's fine. Right? All right, check prices. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna lie. I want to, but I'm lazy. Bonjour. Hookok. I have hookok, all right. Don't worry. Of course, Lisi needed to confirm it. Do not, do not, do freaking not bail me out of jail. Do not. If I get thrown in jail, I just want to stay there. I just want to stay there. I don't want out. No, there's no K in there. You work in airplanes. There's no K in there. Why did you put a K in there? Yes, 6 a.m. Here, I will show you my itinerary. I'll do that. Although one of my no, sorry, one of my customers is a Spirit airline pilot. He said he has buddy passes. So next time I go to Texas, I might be able to go for free, but it'll just take me 13 hours to get there. Yeah, I'm muted. 1982, that was a great year. This is UA 1982. I'm going to get to Houston at 8:45 a.m. And then I leave at 6:05 p.m. I'm assuming when they say 6:05 p.m., they mean Texas time, right? And I'm assuming when they say 8:45 a.m., they mean Texas time, right? Right? They don't mean my time, right? Oh, Lori. Okay, thank you, Crystal. So court starts at 8:30. So I'm gonna be late for court. I think I think the well, it's Houston, so I think the airport is what 30 minutes away from the courthouse, but it's Houston, so there's a lot of traffic. So it could mean I don't know how long it'll take me to get from the airport to the courthouse. Then when you get to the courthouse, I'm sure you have to go through all the security to get in. You are definitely not security. Definitely, definitely not. Wait, what? Traffic won't be terrible at 9 a.m. It's not my problem if it is. It's Donald's problem. Thank you, Donald. Oh, man. Donald's gonna pick me up. Donald Westerdale is gonna pick me up at the airport. And he's gonna show me his trailer. Thank you, CJ. I was very confused. All right. That's tomorrow. I feel like if I get back at 10, I'll be home by midnight. There is zero reason why I can't do a stream Wednesday morning. I mean, just because I'm tired. I mean, I can sit in front of a computer when I'm tired. I'll just take my little picture off and close my eyes for a second. I do it all the time. You guys don't know. Sometimes I just close my eyes for a minute. True, but there will be a stake involved and a judge, but mostly a stake involved, and Victoria, but mostly I'm going to get a steak, a Texas steak, which is a big deal. Hi, Jessica. Hey, Connor, are you here? My nephew didn't make it to today's stream. He made it to the other two. All right. Now, here's the question for you guys. How many of my children actually remember that I'm leaving tomorrow for Texas? So tomorrow, they're going to be like, Mom, what's for dinner? Mom? Mom. Hey, Mom, what's for dinner? Mom. I promise you they are. They are. They're gonna send me a text at like 2 p.m. while I'm in the middle of court or something. Or be like, hey, can you pick up something, blah, blah, when you come home? I'm gonna say like, okay, you want me to pick it up from Texas? And they're not gonna know what I'm talking about. No, I'm telling you, none of them will remember that I'm going to Texas tomorrow. None of them. They will not know. They will send me a text. Get me some iced tea on your way home. Hey, Bill. Bill, can you come to Texas tomorrow with me, please? My my kids. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go buy an outfit today because I know how harsh you guys are about outfits. It's kind of nerve-wracking, a lot. I know not to wear a hoodie. Don't worry. I will not wear a hoodie to court because I know that you guys do not like that. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow because I'll be in Texas. So I'm gonna try to stream on Wednesday. I think I can make it. I don't know about Wednesday. We'll see. Get the heck out of here. Oh, Bill, that would be awesome. Oh my God, that would be so awesome. $50? You got $50. Just don't eat. All right, guys, be good. See ya in court. Oh, Victoria, I'm gonna see you before I see anybody else in here next. Wait, she said Kathy. That means she's about to say something else. So I have to wait. Yeah, me too, Victoria. Me freaking too. So, Donald Westerdale, Allie. I don't know Allie's last name. Oh, that's not funny. No. Actually, what kind of food do you got there in jail? That's a serious question. If your food is Tex-Mex or steak, I'm staying. Maybe prison food is bigger in Texas, right? Everything is bigger in Texas. Oh my God, my real name is Bill Henderson too. I'm a dude. This is a filter. I'll take nasty sandwiches. Yeah, well, I'll eat that twice. I'm thinking about buying an orange dress. I really, really am. But I'm scared. Yeah, we are. We are going out for one meal. We are, Bruce. Victoria's going to sit beside me, though. I am. That's why my mom said it. That's what my mommy said. Hi, wifey. How's work? Oh, I'm terrified, terrified, terrified. Like I can feel it in my legs. My legs are terrified. Do you ever get scared where your legs are terrified? It's all right. I have a knife and I have marijuana. Oh, I just looked online to see if I could take a T-Raz, Victoria, but I guess you can't take a T-Raz online. Oh, look you. Thank you so much, Angelina. Everybody keeps saying I have to go to Bucky's, but do they have steak? I really, really have my heart set on a steak so bad. I want a Texas steak and not a chain restaurant, like a steak. Bring my medical cocaine card with me. I can't afford cocaine. I'm a server. I mean, they say that what? Almost 100% of the dollar bills in the United States are saturated with cocaine. Maybe I'll just sniff a bill. All right, go drive to work. Bye, Victoria. See you soon, babes. Yay! All right, outro. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you soon. I don't know when. I'm not going to promise anything because I get tired sometimes. Bye, guys.
Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each string, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm.